Jake actually was so into his role in the movie, he was going home in his car, he'd pull up people over and give them speeding tickets on the way home.
So we understand.
I'm almost not kidding, by the way.
You serious?
Yeah, he was so into this role, he said, I'm such a cop now, I go home, I can't sleep at night worrying about law enforcement.
Well, I'm humbled to really be able to go back to the community with which I'm from and actually tell a story about someone that has redeeming qualities. It may not be reflective of that in the film, but she's still a human being that has a heartbeat, and I have a greater sense of affection for someone now that I've made it. Not in this industry, but out of the community. I made it out of the community. I wasn't a statistic, but who am I to pass judgment and not be able to tell Bonita's story in such a way that tells you, you know what, we need to help Bonita, as opposed to passing judgment on her being a crack addict. Why don't we find a way? So if I show that in a film, then the neighbor to that person will come and actually be able to help uplift a person in that nature. So I felt it was important for me at this time now to come back and do something of this nature.
We've seen films like Training Day, Boys in the Hood, other films that have used, South Central, have used Los Angeles as the backdrop. But I mean, every time you see these stories, it plays out a little differently. Because these problems and these things that are being on the big screen are part of real life here. The gang stuff is real. The police corruption is real. But to see it played out in different stories and just get to have more details brought out through filmmaking, I mean, it always pops out. So I'm excited to see how this plays out on screen. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Jake and Michael, so I know their dynamic is going to be able to tell the story how it should be told.
The film actually transcends the genre, because we've all seen the police procedural before. But what makes this unique is these two individuals that are just ordinary guys. And I think that's what the strength of the movie is. It's not necessarily about the minutia or the mechanics of the police procedural that you've seen before. This is about two men in battle. They could be in Iraq, they could be in Afghanistan, they could be in South Central. That's what the film is about.
It's pertinent politically now that people know and see what's happening also in Los Angeles and see what's happening in terms of the relationship with Mexico and the United States.